Morning from sunny Dover. It is about 5 to 7 in the morning. We've just done 2 full laps of the Dover ferry terminal, including passport control and checking in, because I don't know if you've ever been here, it is not the clearest. Missed our lane, drove all the way around, nobody helpful standing round so we can approach anybody, so we ended up driving all the way back out of the terminal and back through again. Really glad I got up at 5:30 now just to get here nice and early, but we are here and we are about to travel, and yeah, all good. So it was a suspiciously sunny morning as we set out on the surprisingly short 2-hour crossing to France. We were coming into Dunkirk, but that wasn't our destination on this trip. We were heading a little further east and into Belgium. So Dunkirk is only around 30 minutes from Belgium, and it's only about 30 minutes further, so an hour, to get to Bruges. Now there's a lovely camper Platz on the edge of town, although we only just squeezed in there and there were queues of vans trying to get in there, so obviously a popular spot. It was a lovely walk of around 15 to 20 minutes to get into the historic town centre, and wow, what a beautiful place. Known as the Venice of the North, Bruges is a hugely popular tourist destination, and it's easy to see why with its beautifully preserved medieval buildings. So, fully in keeping with the when in Rome mentality, what else are you going to do in a place like Bruges other than eat fantastic chocolate and drink amazing beer? Good morning from Bruges. We had a fantastic day yesterday. What a beautiful city. This is going to sound very hypocritical. Too many tourists. What can you do? Chile says good morning as well. You know, this is the sort of cuteness we have to deal with on an ongoing basis, incidentally. But we're here for 2 days. Yesterday we had a good walk around the medieval centre. Really lovely. Went to a few different bars, a couple of breweries. Today though, we've got a brewery tour booked this afternoon, so we're chilling out this morning. It was an early start yesterday. It was 5:30 start yesterday, so yeah, we had a nice lie-in this morning and maybe a bit more of a chill out day today. But in this afternoon then, we've got a brewery tour booked, so that'd be cool. So our brewery tour was at De Haveman Brewery in the centre of Bruges, a huge tourist attraction. Now the same family have been brewing out of this building since the mid-19th century, with the 6th generation currently running the business. So the brewery also features the famous beer pipeline, and this was created because of transportation issues caused by the UNESCO World Heritage status of the city. Now beer is brewed on site, and then it is sent out through a pipe to a bottling facility on the outskirts of town. So we had a lovely couple of nights in Bruges. €60 for 2 nights, so €30 per night. Not too bad. That was for including electric, including waste disposal, all the other good stuff, water. Park up was right next to a yacht haven and bus car park, which was just on the outskirts of the city, so 10 minutes walk in. Can't fault it. We're heading a little bit further to the east now. I'll speak to you soon. Now, without wanting to do any disservice to Belgium, Bruges is enough to justify coming here, believe me. But that's not our final destination on this trip. So we head further east, pretty much all the way across the country, stopping just short of Holland. we're having a very pleasant wander around Bokrijkalong, I think it's called, which is near Genk, and it's like an open air museum. We got one like it back in Wales called St Fagans, although it always rains there, so I don't know if that's linked at all. But yeah, it's lovely. 17 euros to get in. Really lovely walk. Chile can come in and they're welcome in the whole place, apart from where they're like, there's an area with farm animals and stuff. So yeah, really nice day out. So after a warm and busy day, we moved to Edersee. Now this is very close to Holland. Didn't do much here. It was quite late when we arrived, but an amazing free park up next to the river. So I had a beautiful night last night in Edersee. Brilliant park up right next to the canal. It was a couple of minutes from a really lovely historic old town. We've only been on the road about an hour this morning, but we've passed out of Belgium all the way through part of Holland. We are now in Germany, just ditching some rubbish in a roadside sort of rest area, and then on to the Rhine Valley. So the Rhine Valley was a must-do for us on this trip. Now, it was a little disappointing at the far north of the Rhine, quite built up, but the further south you got, the prettier it was, and once you hit wine territory, it was gorgeous. Also remind us from time to time of the historic importance of this place and the part it played in the Second World War. After a couple of hours drive, we ended up on the outskirts of the city of Koblenz. So excellent free park up last night. We are near Koblenz, about 3 kilometers from the town centre, in the new town at the north of the main city. Lovely, yeah, really enjoyed it. Very quiet. We didn't go into the town in the end. We've done so much walking the last few days. We just decided to chill out a bit. There's a lovely little bar just up there, so we went in and had a couple of German beers. But continuing down the Rhine today. So the weather wasn't with us, but the scenery was still spectacular. South of Koblenz, the Rhine is beautiful. Countless little villages, historic buildings, churches and castles. Well worth a visit. Our next stop for the night is free parking in Herborn. Now, this was a happy accident for us, and we love it when this happens. We just ventured out of the van after parking up in the evening, went to go and grab something to eat, and found this beautiful city. Well worth a visit. The historic buildings are gorgeous. Now, unfortunately, it was Easter weekend, so most things were closed, but still, it was a really, really worthwhile place to stop. So it's taken a few years of van travelling, but we just had the knock for the first time. Was by a policeman as well, wasn't it? But he's a retired policeman, and he just dropped off some bread rolls, some chocolates, and his card saying, please send me a postcard from where you're from. We were chatting to him last night. He's a lovely gentleman. So him and his wife, yeah, so yeah, it was quite sweet this morning, first thing. So deprived of 20 minutes extra sleep, but worth it for the lovely bread rolls. Anyway, we're in Herborn. What a beautiful place this was. Again, accidental really. We were finding somewhere to stay on the road where we're travelling between the Rhine and where we're going today. Find out that they've got some historic buildings in the town centre, which it's kind of famous for. Went in last night. It was very quiet. It is Easter weekend. It's Easter Monday yesterday. Nothing was open really, but worth the walk in for the lovely buildings anyway. Anyway, onwards and upwards today. Bless you. So our next stop was near the Edersee Reservoir, which is one of the largest in Germany, and it's at Wild Park Edersee. So plenty to do for old and young alike. The park showcases animals that are native to the region, all the way from lovely cuddly things like this to lethal predators like this. part of the park overlooks the reservoir itself. And here's an interesting fact: if you like your World War II history, then the dam at Edersee was one of those breached by the dam busters raid. Good morning from Bovenden. We stayed last night in a little inn, just came up on the route that we were travelling. Lovely, €10 to stay the night, euro for additional for water, so we got a full tank and our water sort of carriers are full as well, which is great, and electric for Steph to straighten her hair this morning, so all good. I don't need electric to straighten my hair, as you can tell. But yeah, another great facility. Free black water, black waste emptying, which is a fairly common thing, and grey waste emptying. So we're finding that, which is really helpful when you're travelling in the van, something I think we could do more of in the UK. But we are heading into the Harz Mountains National Park now to see what's going on there. So our route then took us into the Harz Mountains National Park and into a spot that was highly recommended both by the guidebook and a gentleman we were chatting to in the Edersee Wild Park. So this is the lovely town of Goslar. So that was a lovely little detour, the town of Goslar. Behind me here there's the understated Imperial Palace. Apparently the town was a popular residence for emperors going back till the 11th century. But the actual old town itself is beautiful. A couple of euros to park for a couple of hours in the car park, but there is apparently free motorhome parking, overnight parking, about 15 minutes walk out of the town. And to be honest, if we come back through here, I think we'd be taking advantage of that, because the town is sort of exactly what we'd have imagined a German town to be, including its own beer house, that brews its own beer. So next time maybe. So, guten Morgen from Bad, well, I don't know how to say this actually, Bad Frankenhausen. The Bad isn't a reflection on the town, I think it's something to do with it being like a spa town and baths. But nice little facility here, €15 per night, electric if you wanted it. There's water and black waste emptying as well. Steph's doing the necessary at the moment, her turn for the fun job this morning. Bit more cloudy today. We've had glorious weather so far, but it's yeah, a little bit colder, a little bit more cloudy today. Kind of fits where we're going to this morning though, so but more on that in a bit. It can be hard to reconcile sometimes the warm welcome of Germany with some of the images of atrocities that occurred here during World War II. And to its credit, the country doesn't shy away from it. So through monuments like the Buchenwald concentration camp, there's a real emphasis on education and reflection and remembrance of some of the things that went on during those times. So after leaving Buchenwald and still in the drizzle, we head down the Autobahn, mainly, on a long trip south. We even ventured briefly into Austria before reaching our next destination. So as you can see, it's a rest day today. We deserve it. We did about 6 hours driving yesterday. It's a long old haul down. Unfortunately, the weather was minging as well, but and we were just complaining as we came into the mountains. It was a bit wet, but actually it cleared up enough to get some lovely footage as we were driving through and get some lovely views. We are currently parked in the Berchtesgaden National Park. For those interested in history, Hitler's eagle's nest is about 2 miles that way. Thankfully today's cleared up a little bit. We are in a dedicated motorhome stop over here. There's loads of campsite stuff around here as well. Quiet at the moment, early in the season still, not everything is open. 25 euros a night, facilities here, some bins, stuff for all that boring stuff is here. But wow, what a park up. So yeah, we're never happier than when we're in the mountains, and that makes us pretty happy here. So the park up itself is a few miles from Berchtesgaden on Königssee, which is a beautiful fjord-like lake in the mountains. There's access to bars, restaurants and shops and hotels just a few minutes walk from the park up. Perfectly situated really, and there's also buses into town from a nearby car park too. Königssee itself is absolutely gorgeous and boasts one of the nicest beer gardens I've ever visited. So just pretzel bothering here in Obersalzberg. What an amazing couple of nights. I'd have stayed for a week if I could have. It was so beautiful down there in Königssee. But anyway, we are up in documentation Obersalzberg now. Unfortunately, the buses, the Eagle's Nest isn't open at the moment. I think I might mention that. But anyway, we're going to visit the museum locally instead, and then heading further into Bavaria later. But wow, what an amazing place. So for those unfamiliar with Berchtesgaden, the area was always a favourite of Hitler, and as power of the Third Reich grew, so it became a home from home for many of the party's leadership. Much of the mountain, including the area where the museum is now located, was actually occupied by homes from senior figures in the Nazi party. Beneath the museum, part of the tunnel networks that once linked those leaders' houses remains, and you're able to wander through. But as with Buchenwald, there's very much an emphasis on remembrance and education here. So on leaving Berchtesgaden, we actually happen upon the Alpenstrasse, which is the Alpine road. I'm very happy we do. It is an absolutely stunning drive. Now, much of the next few days is about the journey rather than the destination. But little towns popping up, often with free parking or parking at a very cheap rate, allowing you to explore the Alps in full. So our next stop is Garmisch-Partenkirchen. I hope I said that okay. It's near Zugspitze, which is the highest mountain in Germany, and was once two towns which were merged by Hitler so they could host the 1935 Olympics. So we're just at Partnachlam Gorge. I hope you can hear me alright, it's quite loud here with the water. Steph's outraged because we just had to pay 10 euros each to get in, which is more than we thought it was, but they charge us 5 euros for chili. Have you seen the size of chili? Seriously? So if your dog isn't handbag size like Chili and you can't pop her in a backpack, I would suggest maybe to leave it in the van for this one. It was pretty narrow. For a big dog, it must have been quite stressful as well because it was quite busy. A lot of people there the day we visited. The gorge is beautiful though, and well worth a visit. The hike is lovely, not too strenuous, only takes about an hour or so, and the sights are well worth it. So we're here in Füssen tonight, and what an incredible drive along the Alpenstrasse, or or the Alpine road. Beautiful. Accidentally came on here. Really happy we did, and it's changed our plans a little bit because we're going to carry on all the way across it now until it ends before heading north. It's not that long till we go back, but we've got a few days yet, so it'll be good fun still. We've treated at the moment to potentially an alpine thunderstorm, although the weather has been glorious today. So we were sat outside drinking our nice German beers and chilling out, and then the thunder started, and then with spats of rain. So it's raining quite heavily now, but bit of a changeable day. But wow, what a fantastic drive. One of the best we've ever had, so definitely coming back here. After leaving Füssen, it's more beautiful roads and gorgeous mountain scenery, something we can never get enough of. It's not bad as views go, like. So as you can see there, Chili's jamming her breakfast. It's lunchtime, but she operates in her own time frame. So yeah, beautiful drive today. That western end of the Alpine Strasse is beautiful, the whole length of it. I think next time I'd do it in the opposite direction if I had the choice, only because Königssee was just stunning at the end of it. But yeah, an amazing drive nonetheless. We went into Lindau. We were going to go down onto Lake Bodensee, which is also Lake Constance, I think it's called, which is kind of a cool place. If you've got your vignettes, you can drive around it and actually end up going through Germany, Austria and Switzerland. We don't have a vignette, so we didn't do that. I don't fancy it fine on this trip. But we will come back and visit it in future. It was really busy though in the town of Lindau. We couldn't really get parked up. It was a bit chaotic in there. All the car parks seemed full. So we just headed up a little bit further north, and we are now in the home of jigsaw puzzles and board games, a place called Ravensburg. So Ravensburg is nice enough. The picturesque towers, the storybook appearance of some of the buildings is lovely, but it's really busy compared to where we've been the last few days, and a bit of a shock to the system. So after a quick local beer, we head back to the van. So the road west from Ravensburg is another beautiful one and takes in another lovely area of natural beauty, the Black Forest. It's another beautiful drive. It's boiling hot again. So our final stop in Germany is Offenburg, and despite being about as far from the sea as I can imagine in Germany, we find ourselves next to a beach bar, although this servicing a water park where we can enjoy the last German beer of our trip. So our last night in Germany was too hot for me. I don't think this van is set up for extreme temperatures. It was only about 25 degrees I think yesterday apparently, but holy moly, it was too much. And it was warm right through into the late evening as well, so we were still outside about 8:30 and it wasn't cold in the shade. So yeah, not what quite were expected from this region, but anyway, it's been an amazing trip through Germany. We've really enjoyed it. We're heading into France for a bit now. Steph just given cleaning off the fly population we've eliminated en route. But yeah, we're headed into France for a little bit and then back up into Belgium for the last couple of days of the trip. So another bit of a drive today. We've done about 3.5 hours drive, 4 countries, about 25 euros in tolls because one of those countries was France. So our next stop was Bastogne, which is in the south of Belgium in the Ardennes region. It's the latest stop on Chris and Steph's Band of Brothers tour of Europe. The museum was interesting, although pretty expensive compared to the others we visited. So Bastogne is famous for being the area which the Battle of the Bulge during World War II took place. And the town is very much set up in remembrance of this, with constant reminders everywhere you go. So next morning saw us visit another Band of Brothers related memorial. The memorial here is at the Bois Jacques forest, which still features some of the foxholes dug by the airborne during World War II and the Battle of the Bulge.
It's almost hard to imagine, isn't it?
All the time.
Yeah. So if, like us, the most important member of your family has got 4 legs and fur, then you also have to enjoy the red tape that we now have to go through because of Brexit. So Steph found this place, well, it's one of the reasons we came to Bastogne actually. I wanted to go here for the war, but we found a vet here as well, which Steph messaged before we left. Chili's got to have her worming tablets. That's right, Steph's up to date with us. Yeah, they're more than happy to help us out. So we're just here on the outskirts of Bastogne before moving on. But yeah, practicalities. If you're travelling from the UK to Europe, don't forget your little puppy and what you need to do for him, really.
So with time running out on our trip, we make one last stop in Belgium in the lovely town of Ypres. So Ypres is the location of several of the most brutal and bloody battles of World War I. It's a lovely town. Unfortunately, we got there a little late to take in the In Flanders Fields Museum, so we'll do that next time. But it was an opportunity next to the Men in Gate, where they play the last post each night, to sample our last Belgian beers in this fantastic bar. So one of the reasons for visiting Ypres was its links to World War I, and literally virtually every corner here there seems like there's a cemetery or a memorial to a battle that's taken place in this area. I visited the fascinating and moving Passchendaele 1917 Museum, while Steph took Chili for a little wander into the memorial gardens located in the outskirts of the museum. One of the most fascinating elements of the museum were the rebuilt trench systems both over and underground, giving a bit of an insight into what it must have been like for the men who fought and died in those trenches. Then the final visit of this trip was a few miles away at Tynecott Cemetery. This is the largest Commonwealth war grave cemetery in the world, with some 12,000 graves. Tynecott is one of over 160 cemeteries in the Ypres salient area, and the battle for Ypres in total is estimated to have cost in excess of 800,000 lives.
So it's a glorious evening in Dunkirk. We managed to get an early ferry. We're supposed to be going tomorrow morning. We're going 8 o'clock tonight instead. What an amazing trip it's been, honestly. Germany, fantastic. Belgium, lovely as well. We'll definitely be coming back to make the most of both of those. But yeah, an amazing trip, thoroughly recommended. Can't wait to get there again.